If someone told you that an integrated development will make more profit than a normal condo, please send this video to them. I'm very sure that with today's data, you will definitely look at Parktown and integrated development differently. So these are the topics that we're going to go through today. Number one, what makes an integrated development? Number two, price analysis. So within this, we'll have some case studies for you to compare. Number three, Parktown developer break-even price and expected selling price. Number four, understanding potential entry price of Parktown. Number five, exit, basically who are your buyers. Number six, unit selection within Parktown itself. And number seven, your Parktown strategy and also my recommendations. Alright, so what makes an integrated development? Basically is to have mixed-use components within the development itself. So typically it includes at least two or more of the following. So number one, your residential component or your condominiums or service apartments. Number two, your retail, your shopping mall, supermarket, F&B, your childcare center as well. Number three, office spaces for some of the integrated development. And most importantly is to have a transport hub, which is your MRT or your bus interchange. Before we go into price analysis, if you like what I've been doing, do help me like, share and subscribe. Before we can understand what types of development actually profit more, especially when we are comparing between integrated and normal condo, we need to understand how much premium are buyers paying for integrated development. Here's a case study of Sengkang Grand Residences that was launched in 2019. So back then we had a few developments that launched nearby as well, like your Affinity at Serangoon, Garden Residences, Florence Residences and Riverfront Residences. Now let's take a look at the gap Sengkang Grand was selling as a new launch and as a resale compared to the rest. So in 2019, the gap between the Garden Residences and Sengkang Grand Residences was 11.45%, and then for Affinity at Serangoon is at 14.25%, Florence Residences at 17.12%, Riverfront Residences at 24.21%. So over here, it's very clear that in 2019, if a buyer were to choose to go for Sengkang Grand Residences, minimally they will pay a 11.45% premium and up to 24.21% premium. So fast forward to 2025 when all the developments have TOP and become resale properties, you can see that the gap between Sengkang Grand Residences and Garden Residences actually widened to 1.56%. But for Affinity, Florence and Riverfront Residences, the gap actually narrowed down to 3.99%, 0.04% and 11.3%. So what does this mean is actually Sengkang Grand Residences have outperformed Garden Residences in the resale, but have actually underperformed compared to Affinity, Florence and Riverfront Residences. So from these tables, you can see that the gap between a normal condo and an integrated development actually narrows down in the resale market. And in this context, the main consideration here is that who is the one selling. So during a launch, the developer is the seller and also they decide the starting price and the price moving forward. But in resale, it's very different. The sellers actually decide how much they want to sell based on bank valuation and also based on the buyer's sentiment in the market as well. Now let's take a look at these developments growth. So for the Sengkang Grand, it actually profited 18.32%, Garden Residences total 16.22%, Affinity 23.83%, Florence Residences at 18.37%, and for Riverfront Residences at 36.1%. So the big question here is why are normal condos outperforming an integrated development which comes with MRT, bus interchange or even shopping mall as well? Now let's input the average OCR price index against Sengkang Grand Residences and Riverfront Residences. So in 2019, Sengkang Grand was actually asking and selling at 19.82% higher than the average OCR new launches price index, and for Riverfront was actually selling 10.12% below OCR new launches prices. So based on this, with a lower entry within the district and the whole OCR region, it gave Riverfront Residences owners more margin to profit as compared to Sengkang Grand Residences owners. Because back then, owners of Sengkang Grand Residences paid almost 20% premium above OCR average price index. So why am I sharing this with you? I'm not saying that integrated development is not a good investment. I'm not saying that integrated development will not make profit or make more than a normal condo. So why am I sharing this with you is because no matter how well located you are, how rare your property is, the price still matters. The price that you're buying in will always determine how much profit you'll walk away in the resale market. So regardless whether you're buying for own stay or investment, I'm sure all of us want to profit from our property, correct? If given a choice, would you prefer to profit 500,000 or 300,000? So now let's go back to Parktown. So back then when this land is being sold, actually many people were very excited for Parktown because of their break-even price. So based on this, you can see that the break-even price for Parktown is at 1,661 per square feet, which makes it very, very cheap. So what the thing is, does low break-even price means that the developer need to sell low? So now let's compare some case studies. Over here, we have the break-even price versus developer sales price for Chuan Park and North Grand. So both of these developments are in the OCR. They are also located near to MRT station as well. So you can see that for Chuan Park, the break-even price was $2,229. So during launch time, they actually launched quite near to their break-even price at 2,269 per square feet. So on average, they sell about 2,587 per square feet, and the top transacted per square feet was at 2,765 per square feet. So as you can see, based on the average selling price, the developer is still selling about $300+ higher than their break-even price. Next, this will be at Norwood Grand in Woodlands. Break-even price even lower, 1,687 per square feet. But you can see very differently that during launch period, they actually sold lowest at 1,895 per square feet. So this is a very good example. Does it mean that the developer break-even price at 1,687 means that they need to sell at 1,700 per square feet starting from? So in this case, no. For Norwood Grand, the developer actually sold at 1,895 per square feet starting from. Next, average was sold at 2,080 per square feet. Highest per square feet done in Norwood Grand was 2,252 per square feet. So comparing Chuan Park and Norwood Grand, you will realize that there's no fixed formula on how the developers should price their property. It really depends on how much margin they want to make, how confident they are that buyers are going to pay for their unit, and also how much profit they want to make from this development. But ultimately, trust me, if the checks they collected is 3 times, 4 times, 5 times subscribed based on the number of units they have, do you think they will sell low? So now let's move to RCR. Over here, we have Emerald of Katong. Same thing, they bought the land cheaper. You can see that the break-even price is at $1,900 per square feet. But the thing is, take a look at this. Because of the high demand and because of how confident the developer is, the lowest per square feet that it started from was 2,387 per square feet, which is close to $500 per square feet higher than their break-even price. So on average, they sold at 2,638 per square feet and highest went up to 2,973 per square feet. So you can see based on this context, actually Emerald of Katong, based on average transacted price, they actually caught for $700 per square feet above the break-even price for the average pricing. Last but not least, the Ori. So for the Ori, the break-even price is slightly higher, it's at 2,305 per square feet. So because of this, I believe the developers also roughly know how much the buyers can accept in the market. So they started at 2,399 per square feet, average 2,735 per square feet, and the highest transacted in the Ori was actually 3,064 per square feet. So same thing over here, regardless of region or regardless of location, you will realize that developers price their unit differently. And sometimes, if they are able to get a land cheap, it's actually their luck. But does this mean that they buy the land low, they need to sell you low? The answer is no. Especially in today's context when developments are all sold 80%, 90%, this gives the developer a lot more confidence on their pricing, and also based on take-up rate, more or less, they are able to clear their units. Parktown have just released their price. You can see for the 1+ study, they are starting at 2,312 per square feet, 2-bedroom at 2,247 per square feet, 3-bedroom at 2,236 per square feet, and the 4-bedroom at 2,135 per square feet, 5-bedroom, 2,251 per square feet. So based on this and based on the price analysis that we have compared earlier, we need to know, will Parktown be a good development to invest in? Now let's take a look at the average new launch prices for OCR and RCR. You can see from here that the average OCR new launch price is at 2,365 per square feet, and the average RCR new launch price is actually at 2,731 per square feet. So if we want our development to perform just like Riverfront residences and make the top profit within the region, it's very important for us to spot a price to buy under the average per square feet of the OCR. Now let me give you some numbers to work on. So for 10% below OCR new launch average, you will be expecting at 2,129 per square feet. And then for 0% premium will be 2,365 per square feet. Based on these numbers, you can see that actually for Parktown residences, most of the units are actually selling at 0% premium against the OCR average price index. But for the 4-bedroom, if you are able to get a unit at 2,135 per square feet, like what the developer actually have announced, actually you are buying 10% below the OCR average. This will definitely give you a chance to outperform against other developments in the OCR or the region itself. Okay, but the thing is, we need to be realistic, right? These numbers or these per square feet of 0% or negative 10% premium will definitely be snapped up for those with very good ballot number or the VIP or the bulk purchase buyers. So we still need to manage our expectation in terms of how much premium we might need to pay. So let's say if your ballot number is so in the middle, you're still able to get a unit, assuming a 10% premium will be around 2,601 per square feet. So for 2,601 per square feet, we are still below the RCR average per square feet, which I think is okay. But the thing is, if you have watched my Alta price analysis video, if you have not, please watch here, you will realize that the premium the developers load in between launches can be up to 10 to 20%. So assuming a 20% premium will cost you about 2,838 per square feet. But the thing is, please be mindful, at 2,838 per square feet, you will be buying higher than the RCR new launch average. This also means that if you're entering at this price tag for Parktown, it will take you some time for your development to grow to this amount. So the theory here is very simple. The lower you buy, the more you make. And the higher you buy, the longer you need to hold for it to break even or to make profit from there. So the big question is, should you go for Parktown? So my honest opinion here is, if you're able to get a unit 10% premium or lower, or even below OCR average, I think please go for it. But to me, if the premium goes up to 20%, then that's when we need to compare if there's other choices out there. So over here, we have some of your notable OCR integrated developments. Let's see how they perform over the years, so you can roughly have some assurance of roughly how much capital appreciation that you'll be expecting. So we have Watertown in Punggol, North Park Residences in Yishun, Sengkang Grand Residences in Sengkang, and then Pasir Ris 8, of course, in Pasir Ris, and then Parktown Residences, which is what we are discussing today. Here's some good news for you. So for Pasir Ris 8, even though you have not reached its TOP yet, but some of the owners actually sold at sub-sale already. So over here, the top profit currently in Pasir Ris 8 is $302,000, so about $390 in terms of per square feet growth. So based on this, you can see that the highest per square feet done in Pasir Ris is already at 1974 per square feet. So do you think that the resale price for Pasir Ris 8 will be higher when TOP? Let me know. Next up, Sengkang Grand Residences, top profit at $577,000, increment of per square feet about $440 per square feet. We do have some units that went up for about $300 plus per square feet, but you can see the top profit units plus minus about $300 to $400 per square feet growth. In terms of annualization for Sengkang Grand, because it's very new, holding period is only 3 year plus, so you can see the annualized percentage is actually 6 to 7%. Next up, we have North Park Residences, which is at Yishun, where many interesting things happen. But the thing is, you can see from here, Yishun Integrated Development, top profit $634,000, and in terms of per square feet increment, actually went up to $719 per square feet. So in terms of per square feet growth, you can see ranging $400 to $600 per square feet. So who says good things will happen in Yishun? Alright, moving on to Watertown. This is at Punggol, but you can see this is crazy numbers. A 4-bedroom actually top profited at $1.14 million in terms of profit. In terms of per square feet growth, went up to $841 per square feet. On average, we are looking at $600 to $800 per square feet growth for the top profited units. So something very interesting, if you were to look back at all this data, you will realize that the longer you hold an integrated development, you tend to make more. So why is it so? To me, it's because even though today you're buying at a higher price tag into your estate, currently you might be the most expensive development in the whole estate. But the thing is, 10 years later, when land price increase and become higher, potentially a resale condo away from the MRT station, or even a few bus stops or maybe 10 minutes drive from the MRT station, might be launched at a higher price than yourself. But it does not make sense for integrated development to sell too low compared to a new condominium that is not near the MRT station. And that's exactly why even a 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old integrated development still continue to grow because of its location. I also like to add on that there's actually other factors that actually contributes to the performance of these developments as well. So the biggest difference for integrated development is actually the size of the development, the size of the mall, the number of units in the development itself. So over here, you can see that Watertown has 992 units, North Park has 920 units, Sengkang Grand has 680 units, Pasir Ris 8 has 487 units, and Parktown is going to have a record of 1193 units. So to me, the advantage that Parktown have against these developments is that actually it's a mega development. So if you have watched other videos, you have noticed that mega developments actually generate quite a good profit in the resale market. Now let's move into Parktown. So you can see Parktown will be the first fully integrated development. So it's going to have retail mall, it's going to have transport hub, your MRT and aircon bus interchange, your Green Boulevard, which is part of Tampines Boulevard Park. You have your community club as well, community plaza and hawker center. So Parktown actually comes with 12 blocks. It's a joint development by UOL Groups and CapitaLand. 7 to 13 stories, a distribution of 1 to 5 bedrooms, total 1193 units, 2 stories and estimated about 100 to 120 retail units. So to me, this is a mega mall and mega development. So now let's move on to unit selection. If you have watched my Alta price analysis video, you'll realize that I actually compared the Ori launch in terms of how developers load their premium on different stories, different facing, different bedroom types. But the thing is, for Parktown, it's very different. It's more of a low-rise development, not super high-rise. Developers don't really have the luxury to lump premium level by level. So based on this, how developers will actually lump the premium is actually by the facing. If you have watched other Parktown videos, you know that Parktown comes with many floor plans. So I'm not going to run through every single one over here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you likely where are the premiums are going to be loaded onto and which are the facings that probably you will get a better price or a lower per square feet when it comes to choosing a unit over here. So firstly, Parktown is not a high-rise development, so developers will definitely not be able to sell a level 12 like 50, 100k above the units below because of the unblocked view. So over here, you can see that most of the premium likely is going to be loaded into the Park East area, which is on the right side of the site plan. And then also in the Park West area, we do see some units, example, your Stack 10, Stack 34, Stack 33, to have a further view in terms of frontage. Also for your Stack 13, Stack 14, you also have unblocked or open view in front as well. So likely these stacks will have premium loaded to them. So as long as you are looking at a pool or having a unit that have a very far frontage in front to the next block, likely you will need to pay a premium for it. Next, this will be a normal facings. To me, likely or potentially that they will sell you at a lower per square feet or lower quantum. So of course, on the left side, you can see these blocks or these units are facing the west sun. So likely to encourage buyers to buy, they will need to be priced more sensitively or priced lower in terms of quantum and per square feet. Another group of units that will be priced lower likely will be those that are facing closer to your neighbor. Example, Stack 24 to Stack 44. Example, your Stack 3, your Stack 47, 48, your Stack 53, 52. So as long as you are nearer to your neighbor, likely the developers have to price it lower for you. Next will be something that people don't usually tell you is that Stack 108, 107, 106, 114, 113 or Block 23 is actually built on top of the bus interchange entrance and exit. It means that throughout the day, buses to enter or exit the bus interchange will definitely cause some noise to your unit over here. When choosing units at this block or these stacks, you need to take note that definitely there will be some bus noises over here. Definitely, I've shortlisted a few blocks and stacks that I prefer for different unit types, so if you wish to find out which are those, feel free to PM me. Okay, last but not least, which is your exit strategy for Parktown. Basically, who are going to buy your unit next time. Based on this, you look at the map, you can see that we have many empty plots of land because Tampines North is actually a very new estate in the east. We have HDBs coming up, we have ECs coming up. So the question is, who will buy from me? Firstly, there must be a reason why the government is allocating such a big piece of land for Parktown to be at, to have such a big mall. Basically is to facilitate and provide for the people that are coming in. So to me, that's good news. Number two, there are many mixed sentiment in terms of the upcoming EC or existing EC that was sold. Example, your Tnet and your Oreo of Tampines. In the resale context, when they reach their MOP, you will definitely be worried that they are selling lower than you. But the thing is, we need to know what we should be concerned of is who will buy from us instead. So for these EC owners, definitely they will make a good profit from their purchase, and from there actually it's easier for them to buy your unit. So you need to imagine these people that are staying there for many years. Which shopping mall will they visit to? Very likely it's going to be Parktown residences. So I tell you, very normal. The residents will be, wow, this place so convenient. Wow, upstairs shopping mall, right? And then I can buy my food, my groceries here. I can send my kids here. So more or less people will have this idea, wow, I hope I can stay here. I cannot say 100% of the people in Tampines North will think this way, but definitely some of your upgraders here will think this way. And when they receive a good profit from your sale, will they consider your development? To me, yes. And this is definitely a reason why all the integrated developments that are selling more expensive than the resale condos in the other areas as well are still selling, because people will pay for convenience. But based on what I see here, Tampines North is still developing. So buying at a low entry price is very important. It at least gives you an advantage in the resale market when the rest of the OCR new launches TOP. It will take some time for all these HDB to reach their MOP. It will take some time for all these EC to reach their MOP. And the nearest condos they are nearby here is quite a distance away. So will they come into Tampines North? I'm not too sure yet. But like what I mentioned, if you are able to get Parktown residences at a very attractive per square feet, you should really consider. Alright, that's the end of the price analysis and what I think about Parktown. But of course, like what I mentioned in all my videos, there'll be some challenges that you'll face. Who are your competitors at Parktown? Number one, the VIP buyers, or maybe the VIPs from developer. Your bulk purchase buyer, basically a family that's buying 2 units or more. And then your agents, they are buying directly, or maybe the relative of agents, but usually the first tier will be eligible for the VIP purchase. And secondly, your challenge will be your luck. Whether you have a good balloting luck or not, you're not so lucky, like I mentioned, do prepare a 10% to 20% premium that you will need to pay. Same thing that I always mention, how to increase your chances in terms of winning the balloting. Number one, find a family member that is eligible to buy, so you can buy in terms of bulk purchase. But usually this is based on direct tier, which means husband and wife, brothers and sisters, you and your parents. And secondly, if you are a realtor, more or less you'll be eligible to the agent purchase priority queue. So based on this price point, if you know that your limit is about 5 to 10% premium maximum, to me, I will always advise to explore what are the other options out there for you. Number two, if money is not a problem, you can pay up to 20% premium, 30% premium. So my question will be, how long would you hold Parktown for? Because if you were to pay a 20% premium, it will take some time for your unit to grow or to catch up with the market, and ultimately what we hope is for you to profit from your unit. 10, 15, 20 years will be a good runway for you to catch up if you're buying at a high premium. But like what I mentioned, if you really love staying in Tampines and you wish to own one of the rarest developments in the East, having such a mega mall over here, definitely feel free to pay the premium. Make sure it's within your means and do not overpay. But if you plan to stay for long, doesn't matter. As what we can see, most integrated developments still grow over a long period of time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what I've been doing, please help me like, share and subscribe. If you have a family member exploring between Parktown or considering between Alta or any of the upcoming launches, feel free to recommend them to me. These analysis decks are usually done 2 to 3 weeks before the shoot of this video. So if you wish to receive first-hand information or first-hand data, do feel free to WhatsApp me and I'll get them ready for you. See you in the next video. Bye.